Good afternoon, Mr. Phatudi.
Good afternoon, Chief Justice and the Honorable Commissioners.
You hold a B.Juris degree from which university?
By then it was called University of the North,
Terflup.
Terflup.
Yes.
Presently it's called University of Limpopo.
Yes.
So
And
very
LLB from?
The same university, Chief
Master
Justice.
of Laws?
It was obtained from the University of Pretoria.
Yes. And you were a legal advisor. Is that of a company? What is that, that entity reflected there?
I had a short stint with Mamelodi Town Council,
Yes.
but that was just on a temporary basis. I wouldn't have regarded that as a permanent form of employment.
Yes. Yes.
I then proceeded to serve as a legal advisor, cum company secretary
Yes.
for Anglo-American Property Services based in Johannesburg.
That's right. And then a law lecturer.
I also had a stint with the University of the North, my alma mater,
Yes.
where I lectured for a period of approximately 7 years.
What was your area of focus, or what were your areas of focus?
Chief Justice, I was attached to the Department of Jurisprudence, History of Law of Comparative Law, and I had occasion to lecture in a part of administrative law. But in years to come, I was requested to lecture in company law,
Yes.
which was then called mercantile law.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And then you practiced as an advocate for, was it for about 3 years?
No, Chief Justice. Upon my appointment as a lecturer, I sought admission to be admitted as an advocate,
Yes.
where I tied lecturing and practice as an advocate.
How did
So-
it happen? Where were you practicing from?
I practiced in the local courts in Polokwane, all over Limpopo. I also appeared in the High Court in Pretoria,
Yes.
where I pursued either civil matters or motion proceedings.
Okay.
And that, cumulatively speaking, Chief Justice, as an advocate, was for a period of 10 years of practical experience,
But
not just as an academic.
yeah, your main thrust was lectureship, isn't it?
That is so, Chief
Yes,
Justice. Yes.
And you've been an attorney for what? Is it 16 years or so?
Yes, I think that's a period of 16 years.
More or less. no?
Yeah, having been admitted to the sidebar
Yes.
in 1999,
Yes.
October.
Yes.
Yes. And I remain on the sidebar
Yes.
as we speak.
Yes. Yes. I assume, like many attorneys, it must be a thriving practice. And just looking at you.
Well, it's like 7 years of wetness and 7 years of drought.
Okay.
It depends on the circumstances.
Okay. Oh, that biblical experience. And we are the deputy chair of the BLA in Limpopo for how long?
As far as my memory can stretch, I think it was a period of 2 to 3 years.
Yes. And also the deputy chair of the Limpopo Law Council.
Indeed, Chief Justice.
Yes.
And that was also for a period of
Sure.
2 to 3 years
that's-
because of statutory
Yeah. No. That's
revolution
fine. That's fine.
of representatives.
And you've served as an arbitrator, or you still do?
Well, I have been trained as a commissioner for
That's
the
for the
CCM,
CCMA.
for
yes.
the CCMA indeed. I also served as an arbitrator for the DRC.
What is DRC? That's not Congo, is it?
Yeah, that's not Democratic Republic, but it's a Dispute Resolution
Yes.
Council.
And you're also in the compensation fund?
Indeed.
As a presiding officer?
That is so, Chief Justice.
Yes. Now, all in all, for how long have you acted as a judge?
I acted as a judge from the period from 2013, 2014, 15, and up to the 1st of April this year,
Yes.
last term of this first
Yes.
first term.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh, I wish I could have acted many years ago.
Yes.
Indeed,
Yeah.
I have enjoyed it. I have found um, a new area
Yes.
other than academic and practice.
Yes,
And I think today I'm before this commission to seek to be elevated to position of a judge on a permanent basis, if it pleases the Honorable Commission.
Yes. Well, just as an insignificant footnote and yeah, an insignificant footnote indeed, by the way. Are you related to Judge Phatudi by any chance?
Yes, he is my brother. Our fathers being brothers. Let me say he's my uncle's son, to
Okay.
put it in a nutshell.
Okay. JP?
Thank you, Chief Justice. Good afternoon, Mr. Phatudi.
Good afternoon, Judge President.
Just to clarify your acting stint, when you were indicated to indicate the period of acting, you referred us to your CV, page 8 of your CV. On your CV, then you say you have acted from 2013 up to 2016. It says a period of between 20 and 25 weeks. That can be, my calculation gave me between 20 and 25 weeks, months, not weeks.
The computation is correct, as you see it,
Yeah.
Mr. JP, is between that period of 2024, not weeks, but of months.
Right.
Cumulatively, it could be a period of 2.5, speaking roundly.
And you have acted both in Gauteng, North and South, Limpopo, Polokwane, and also Limpopo, Toando, correct?
Yes, that is so. I also had occasion to act in Palm Ridge, where we dealt with criminal cases.
Yes. And I've been involved I've been associated with you during your stint of acting.
Correct.
Immediately after my appointment as JP last year, the last part of last year, I was based in Polokwane, and you happened to be acting there while I was there. There were occasions when I would be absent from my office attending meetings, and we being only two at the court, then you would remain running the role, going on with the cases, unsupervised, and so on. Now, didn't you feel at that stage that you have been neglected or you have been thrown into the deep? And how did you find your way to run cases in that manner? Because according to me, I didn't find any fault with what you have done.
Yes. My view would be that by that time, I've already amassed a fair amount of experience in terms of court management, because that we have been trained for that during the Sajay training sessions. But apart from that, I think experience in terms of management of entities such as my practice and so on have paved way for one to remain responsible in the absence of the JP. And apart from that, obtaining advice from colleagues also added impetus to keep the fires burning.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, JP. The Sajay program you attended, is it the aspirant judges program?
That is so, Chief Justice.
Did you do the advanced or only the first part, the basic one?
No, that one was the inceptive one, Chief Justice. It was merely elementary.
Yes.
Because it did not extend more than a week, if my memory does not escape me.
Yes.
But I found it very, very informative and served as an eye-opener.
You didn't come again for the advanced?
No, we're subsequently called by the Law Society, further legal
No,
training.
I'm confining myself to Sajay.
No. It was only one stint, Chief Justice.
Did you write an exam?
No. It was only in the form of lectures,
Okay.
notes,
By
and
judges? By judges?
by judges,
Yes.
eminent judges, let me say, not just ordinary judges.
We are all
judges.
eminent.
No. I mean, at that time, with greatest respect to judges, I mean, the former Chief Justice in Norway, I remember, was there. He taught us judgment writing.
Yes.
Even your good self, you happened to come in to introduce yourself, but we did not have the benefit to be trained by your good self.
Yes.
And
I never trained. I used to train before.
yes.
Yes.
Okay. And the president
Yes.
also there of the SCA.
Okay.
Yes, I remember. I don't know if to drop names.
No,
but
that's fine.
Yes.
That's all right. Mr. Singh?
Mr. Phatudi, good afternoon. How are you?
Good afternoon, Mr. Singh.
We are acquainted. We know each other. Just
Yes,
the commission
from
knows.
Office of the Premier.
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Phatudi, you've acted for 2.5 years. And I'm sure that during that time, to ensure that justice is speedily dispensed, you must have had some sort of case flow management in order to deal with the cases before you. Can you explain to this forum if you have such a model and how you intend to dispense with your cases speedily or without unnecessary delays?
Case flow management is something that we've been trained also and to deal with. And case flow management, you look at the role, and I should think, as the JP Makhoba is asked, how did you manage to do this? In Toyam, for example, we do what we call case allocations. You look at the intensity of the matter and the complexity of the case and the agency, of course, and try to allocate cases in accordance with that priority. I'm not sure whether I've addressed myself adequately to your question.
No, I think that would be sufficient for now, CJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. Commissioner Nyambi?
Thanks, CJ. Afternoon, Mr. Phatudi.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Nyambi.
If you can share with us your role when you reflected in the issue of social responsibility, that you are part of the 16 days of activism. What were you doing?
Oh, yes. I was invited, Honorable Commissioners, by the Magistrate of Seshego some few years ago to come and share with the community of Seshego about these 16 days of activism. That is violence against women in general and the children. And I gave a lecture on that day and engaged with the people on the ground as to how to respect the rights of women and children and to protect them against violence and abuse. That is what has happened.
Explain how you gave a lecture and engaged on the ground.
Firstly, I have made preparations. I've studied relevant literature, in particular the Domestic Violence Act and related enactments. And I prepared a paper, and I attended to Seshego where the gathering was called by the office of the magistrate, and I was given an opportunity to address the people who were gathered at the time and explain to them step by step in greater detail as to how to not to violate the Domestic Violence Act, and also to make sure that there is a greater understanding of these measures for which that gathering was called. I'm not sure whether did I address myself well on the question.
Don't worry, if you haven't, they will let you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
because I see the Honorable Commissioner maybe anticipated some
No, it's
more
fine.
enlargement on my response.
Can you take us through your understanding of judicial accountability?
As the name suggests, it is expected that the judges are required to uphold the law, the Constitution, and the rule of law, and to be accountable. In other words, the broad concept itself, as it suggests, expects that there should be accountability at all times, exercised by the judiciary in relation to the people they serve and the courts they serve.
My last question, CJ. You have indicated that you are related to Judge Phatudi.
Ke Legodi Phatudi.
Yeah.
Yes.
If a perception can be created that the division will be run by a family, your comment on that?
Well, I do not think that would be a fair assertion to make, because I believe that, like me, he has gone through this process of being screened and being evaluated by the JSC whether he's fit and proper to be a judge. And if he qualifies to have been a judge, the fact that the division will be run by a family, I think that will be a misconception. We have a lot of voters, we have got a lot of fundamentalists in the system. You go to High Court in Pretoria, there are two laws there. It cannot be said that there is an Afrikaner family running the judiciary in Pretoria, the High Court in Pretoria. And I believe those are not the only courts. There should be other courts where we just share surnames. But that does not mean that there will be an assertion that the court is run by the family. Be that as it may, people will always have perceptions. You will never run away from perceptions, unfortunately.
Thank you, CJ.
Thank you, Commissioner Nyambi. Commissioner Malema.
Thank you, CJ. Mr. Phatudi, can you just give us both your business and political interest?
As we speak, and you'll see from my questionnaire that I was asked of my association with any political party, past and present, I've been open and mentioned the ANC, but the last time when I had associated myself actively was in 1995. That was when I served as the branch secretary, the first branch secretary of the ANC in Polokwane, which was one unit. That is the first thing. So I have lost a great deal of interest with the ANC. Secondly, that is political affiliation, let me say. I think that is political affiliation that has been raised. Secondly, business-wise, as an attorney, the attorney's profession is a business. It's run along business lines. But I've also disclosed in the questionnaire that I'm a non-executive director of a company called Abrina, which appears in the questionnaire. Now, I'm mindful of the fact that should I succeed, I'll have to relinquish my interest in any business whatsoever. I pause.
What does Sabrina do?
Abrina is not an active company. It was established or registered purely to explore or to seek prospecting of certain mineral resources. Now, it has not been able to translate itself into serious active business because of lack of funds by the investors. And so it is still running like a dormant company, so to speak. If you want to look into its assets, it has no assets, but it has liabilities because we have to pay CIPRO fees annually and so on and so forth. But as I say, it's a BEE company established to look into exploration of mineral resources in Limpopo.
So you've got interest in mines?
Yes, I do. As I speak, I do. Because I wouldn't say in mines in general, but I've got an interest in this company, Abrina, which deals with mining exploration. Now, the reason is, as a man,
He will ask for a reason if he needs it.
I apologize.
Now, post 1994, have you given any presentation to the ANC workshops on its constitution? Purely ANC meetings, not government, not department. ANC, have you been to ANC events to workshop them about their own constitution or anything related to that? Because I've seen you in the ANC meeting post 1995.
Yeah, I have attended meetings, but not necessarily to give any lectures or to give any form of advice. I just attended like ordinary citizen. But then that does not mean that I was active in its structures of governance.
You terminated your membership with the ANC in 1995.
No, I said I ceased to be active in 1995.
But I've seen you in ANC meeting beyond 1995, and that is activism.
That's a matter of interpretation, whether one is a member or is merely a person who attended a meeting at a particular time. But I want to be clear and say that I've ceased to be active in the activities of the ANC since 1995. If you have seen me thereafter, it's fine. That does not derogate from the fact that I've ceased to be active.
Will it be correct for a judge to associate and socialize with politicians?
It wouldn't be correct because the moment one is appointed a judge.
You don't know what he wants to know. Mr. Commissioner Malema is very precise in asking questions. So if he puts a question to you, give an answer, he knows how to follow up.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's not correct.
Do you socialize or have friends in high places who are politicians?
Who are politicians? No.
Thank you.
I was expecting a bombshell. Minister.
Yes, thank you.
But
I must confirm my.
I know Mr. Phatudi. Yeah,
Yes.
so there's nothing untoward here. We come from the same province.
Yeah.
We're together in the ANC, so I know him very well. Yes.
Minister.
Well, I must confirm I'm not quite sure what that question really meant and
Maybe
what
it's for
the
you.
answer therefore actually meant, but I'll not seek to clarify. I think as long as Commissioner Malema and the candidate understand each other, I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
The Limpopo division started in earnest at the commencement of the first term in January this year.
That is correct.
Did you act in that division from the time of its commencement currently, or did you act previously?
As and with effect from this term, Honorable Minister, I was not acting until the past 4 weeks or so, when I was asked by the JP to serve in Toyando local division for 3 weeks, and then for the other 3 weeks until the 1st of April, I was in this court, the new court in Polokwane.
Okay. So even when the Toando division was part of the Gauteng division, since the Limpopo division didn't exist yet, during that period, did you act in that court specifically?
Yes, I did, Minister, for quite some time. The old court, I used to act there, shuttling between Toyando, that court, Pretoria, Johannesburg, and so on. I have acted, yes.
So you're quite familiar with the dynamics and challenges of Limpopo in quotes as it previously existed, and Limpopo as fully constituted post January 25th.
That is so, Mr. Honorable Minister.
Yeah. What have you found to be particularly challenging for the new court in its current constitution, as it's currently constituted?
No, at the moment there's a great deal of shortage of judges. That court's role is very busy. It's just become increasingly busy, especially with motion proceedings. As we speak, there's a lot of backlog of matters which have been transferred, for example, from the Gauteng Pretoria division, the appeal matters in particular, which would require urgent attention to finalize. Therefore, there's a great deal of shortage for that division. And what is quite interesting is that there is an ever-increasing number of motion proceedings that also require the attention of judges. I think one judge at a time is becoming very difficult for one judge at a time to deal and dispose of motion court cases. So that
and
is the
so
first
far,
part.
with your stint so far, do you believe that you would be able to support that collective effort in bringing down the roll, given the limited capacity vis-a-vis the workload as you've just described it?
Yes, I reasonably believe that with my involvement, I'll be able to assist in collapsing the role as fast as possible, expeditiously as possible. And I say so because I've already done so in the past.
Mr. Phatudi, a yes would have sufficed. Leave a commissioner to follow up.
Yes, okay.
Because time is also a factor here.
Oh, yes, my apologies.
I guess it was a long statement to say yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Minister. Commissioner Schmidt?
I'm partially covered, except to the extent that I did not hear your answer as to whether during the 6 years you were a law lecturer, you practiced as an advocate as well.
Yes, indeed, Commissioner, I've done so. In other words, I tied the two together. It was not just a matter of academic lecturing, but also participated in court matters.
Did you hold chambers during that period?
Yes, I had my own private chambers in Polokwane.
During the time you
During the time, yes.
were a lecturer?
Correct, yes.
And your law practice, what it consists of? What kind of work?
As an advocate?
Yeah.
No, I received briefs from attorneys on a number of civil cases as well as criminal cases.
Thank you, Chief Justice.
Thank you, Commissioner Schmidt. Commissioner Semenya?
Chief Justice, thank you. Ndate Phatudi, just for the record, one of your demerits is that you had me as a classmate at TEFDOP.
Oh, yes, that is so. That is so, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Is that all? Thank you very much for your time, Mr. Phatudi. You're excused.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure. Thank you.